Conflict 8, what's up, buddies? Everybody go give that a retweet. Just tweet it out that we're live, boys. Let's go. That's some news right there. Holiday and Porzingis ruled out. Interesting. Gonna have to update my projections for that. Hope you guys are doing well. Hope the holidays treated you well. What'd you guys get for Christmas? Did you get anything? Thanks, Chubbs. I appreciate it, buddy. I missed you guys. Hope you're all doing fantastic. Giving everybody a minute to get in here. You guys know how we do it. What's up, Elite? Hope everyone is doing well. Look at Boston now. Peyton Pritchard's gonna look really damn good now. Yeah, Pritchard might have to be a core play now, honestly. Alright. Let's get into it, gentlemen. Man, it feels good to be back. Oh, best Christmas I ever had, man. My in-laws made it very special. Very, very special. Yeah, KP and Drew out. I was expecting one of them to set, but I didn't think they both would. I think that's really going to drive up the Jason Tatum ownership, and I was liking him, but now I think I'm going Pritchard. Let's dive into point guard, fellas, on FanDuel. Buddy Hield grading out to be the best play for me right now, pulling almost no ownership at 6%. Listen, previous games when Steph has missed, Buddy has balled out. Of course, they didn't have Dennis Schroeder at the helm then. But still, my projections are loving him. Gonna manually lower him just a bit, but I'm not worried at all. I'm happy to get all the Buddy Hield in my lineups tonight. Who does Linestar have starting? Because I think Buddy starts over Podziemski tonight. Yeah, they got Dennis, Buddy, Wiggins, Kuminga, Jackson Davis. That's who I expected as well. But if for some reason they pivot and throw Podziemski into the starting lineup, I would prefer him. But if you're playing that way, Buddy or Podziemski, one of the two, I'm happy with them. Tatum, Brown, and Horford get the best boost? Yeah. But I mean, look at this rotation. They have no backup ball handler at all. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 guys I consider viable, and then you got Cornette and Keita. You're gonna have to play one, probably two Celtics today. Great matchup, great game environment, and for me personally, most of my lineups are gonna be Pritchard and Tatum. We just talked about Pritchard. Now that we got the news, he's an amazing play for me. Might even become a core play, honestly, guys. His upside is unmatched, and he should get all the minutes he could handle today. He's been on a downswing lately. I don't know what's going on, but I still trust in him. This guy's a baller. Shake Milton, I mean, he's a no-brainer play today, guys. He's pulling 37% ownership. I love him. I'm going to have a ton of him, but I understand if you don't want to play him because of the ownership. I get it. He might be the most owned player on the slate. Yeah, as of right now, excuse me, he is the most owned player on the slate. Dennis Schroeder, I'm going to manually lower him a bit here. I still don't believe in him. I do not believe this Golden State Warriors team is a fit for him. And even though Curry's off the floor and that's going to open up monster ownership or usage, still not believing in him. I don't. He's only producing at a 0.72 fantasy point per minute rate. And I mean, this Clippers team, they don't play bad defense. They got the 5th ranked defense in the NBA, 9th against the point guard. I just think this is going to be more of a Buddy Hield, Kuminga, Wiggins game. So I'm going to limit my exposure to him, even though my projections are liking him. I do like TJ today. I do like TJ. He's grading out pretty well for me. But I think I want to see their starting lineup before I decide on who I want from that game potent. It's looking like Jarris Walker for me, honestly. Oh, you're not wrong, Chubbs. I hate rostering any Nets player because of him. Dinwiddie grading out phenomenally for me. They got no Luka today. Possibly no Lively. Let me see their how many viable bodies they have today. So Derek Lively's questionable. I'm not so sure he goes. I wish they were playing earlier so we could get that news, because if he's confirmed out, Daniel Gafford's going to be amazing. But we won't know till later. But as it sits right now, we're just going to assume he's out. They got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 guys I consider viable plays, if you include Najee Marshall. But they really don't have another point guard they can trust outside of Dinwiddie and Kyrie. Clay doesn't take the ball up court. Quentin Grimes doesn't really take the ball up the court. So my top 3 favorite spin-ups today. Joker would be number 1, but, big but, there's too many good cheap center options today, so I doubt I get much Joker. For me personally, as it sits right now, it's going to be Jason Tatum. It's number 2 is going to be Kevin Durant. Number 3 is going to be James Harden. Harden is pulling a ton of ownership, though. Go back to value at point guard here. I like John Morant a lot too. I don't really consider him a pay up. He's more in that mid-range at 8,800, but I really like him against a bad New Orleans Pelicans team today. Hasn't played to his potential since December 13th, but this is the best get-right opportunity there is. The Pelicans ranked 29th against the point guard, and he's still producing at a 1.36 fantasy per minute rate. So really like some Ja today. I think DeJounte Murray on the other side of him is perfectly viable, but I mean, I'd rather just get that extra 300 and get Ja. We talked about Harden. I really like him as a pay up today. Great spot for him. Dennis Schroeder can't contain James Harden. Talked about Dinwiddie. I think Chris Paul's intriguing today. Jalen Suggs has huge upside numbers today. I like him. Derek White, obviously, going to be more usage for him now with Porzingis and Drew off the court, so don't mind him. I would just prefer getting to Pritchard, though, for cheaper. TJ McConnell looks fine with no Nembhard in there. He's going to get extra run. But I think I prefer Jarris Walker. It's just one of those things where we're going to have to see that starting lineup before I can commit to one of them. And it may not even come out before lock. Everybody else, though, just kind of GPP, MME players like Scottie Pippen looks intriguing with no Marcus Smart. Mike Conley, if Nickeil Alexander-Walker misses, might get an extra minute or two. I was very surprised to see that Kyrie's just not grading out that great for me. I wanted more of him, but he's just not grading out great for me. Moving over to the 2 guard, Keon Johnson's hopping off the page, and I'm okay with it. I've played this guy the past couple of slates, and he's done me great. If you want a safer net player today at lower ownership, I think it's Keon Johnson. If you want to play it safe, I think playing Keon Johnson over Shake Milton is the way to go. Has had 28 plus minutes in 3 straight games. Has met value in 3 straight games. Does get a price bump today, but the matchup's not bad. Spurs ranked 25th against shooting guard. I don't mind it. Speaking of the Spurs, Devin Vassell at only 5,500 should be a crime. I know he's not playing that great, but he's playing huge minutes, and he's still a great basketball player. The Nets are a bad basketball team. If there is a time he's going to break out, I think it's today. I really like Vassell. I'm going to manually lower him a point there, just because I think he's over-projected, but he's still grading out phenomenally. You really want to get off the Nets chalk today. I think Tyrese Martin's a great way to go. Only 13% owned. He's played 17, 22, and 22 minutes in the past 3 games. They have more injuries tonight. He should easily surpass 20, probably 25 minutes today. And he's a pretty good basketball player. Only 4K. Jaw's one of my favorite players on the slate. The only thing that sucks, you never know how many minutes. So, yeah, and as a Memphis Grizzlies fan, I get that. I do. Like, I'll tune in and want to watch one of my favorite teams, watch my superstars like Ja, and then he's just not on the court because they're winning. I really like Traveling Queen tonight, and that's something you guys have never heard me say. What a name for a basketball player, huh? Traveling Queen. He's played the last 3 games, played 18, 34, and 37 minutes, has dropped 22, 32, and 23 fantasy points. I just don't think people are on Traveling Queen yet. LineStar's got him for 16% ownership. I think that's low for his upside. I really do. He is another one of those players I like to roster that does it all. Like, if you look at his game log here, he's played 3 games. He's had 2 steals, 3 steals, 3 steals. 2 blocks, 1 block, no blocks. He's just very active on the defensive side of things. Love rostering players like that. I'm going to have a lot of Traveling Queen in my lineups tonight. I think he has a super high upside with his defensive ability. Gave him just a point boost there. That way I get a little more of him. I think Norm Powell's fine. Don't mind him. Him or Harden, probably the only 2 Clippers I want. Jalen Wells is intriguing. I feel like everyone to pivot off Ja is going to try to go to Scottie Pippen, or I think Jalen Wells is just as viable. With no Aldama out there, he's going to get more minutes. Past 3 games, he's played 26, 28, and 24 minutes. I expect 25 plus today. Yeah, 155 is insane. Brad Beal has been playing really well with no Devin Booker on the court. 39, 27, and 47 fantasy points. This matchup should be relatively easy. They got no Luka out there. I really like Brad today. He would be my pivot from KD if you didn't want to play KD. But I do like KD today too. Trey Murphy's fine. Benedict Mathurin is fine, but I think his ownership might be a little too high for me today because no Nembhard. Podziemski, if he starts instead of Buddy Hield, definitely in play. That's the way I want to do it, is if you can, build in a single entry, plug in Hield or Podziemski, leave enough salary to where you can switch to whichever one's starting, Like I said, I believe it's Buddy Hield, but if they pull a fast one, you never know with Steve Kerr. And everybody else just kind of MME only for me today. I mean, if you want to take chances on guys like JB, he's been playing really well lately. Amin Thompson, I thought he would grade out better for me today, but Tari Eason is questionable. He's not confirmed out yet. Still like him if Tari is out. KCP, he's always in my rotation, or in my player pool. That's, yeah, really about it. Let's move to small forward, gents. Kuminga, second most owned player on the slate. I really like him. Hard to get away from him, but I think we can today. I think we can. He's pulling 30% ownership according to LineStar. I would rather just pivot to Andrew Wiggins. Wiggins is pulling 8% ownership. So, I mean, you give me a choice. I want that 8% instead of that 30%. But I think both guys are totally viable. There's a reason he's pulling 30% ownership, right? Dorian Finney-Smith, if he plays, is grading out phenomenally. I don't like playing players right off injury, so I probably won't have much of them. Same with Tari Eason, grading out great. I just don't like playing players off injury. Talked about KD a bit, don't mind him at all. Really like KD, he's always got the upside. Tatum, probably one of my favorite pay-ups today, now that there's no Porzingis. Amazing matchup. Huge total, 231. Ranks third on the slate. I'm happy to get all the Tatum today. Tatum will probably be my most owned pay-up, to be honest. Moving down the line, we talked about most of these guys already. Tristan Da Silva, he's fine if he falls into your lineup. Dude's playing monster minutes. Played 39 minutes against Miami yesterday. Don't mind him at all. Herb Jones is fine. Don't mind him at all either. Most of these guys just MME for me though down here. Yeah. Cam Whitmore, if Tari Eason misses, is in line for 25 plus minutes again, and he's just been on a tear. Scoring machine. Now Minnesota's got a good defense, ranked 4th in the NBA, but I mean at 4,800, he is tougher to roster than he was when he was 3.6, 3.8. But I wouldn't mind it in some tournaments. I don't think he pulls any ownership today. Yeah, he's only showing 2% right now on LineStar. And at power forward, one of my favorite plays, I have been hammering this guy for the past week. I don't know why the public's not on him yet, but it's Goga. I mean, this guy's been a menace since Mo Wagner went down with injuries. He's getting good minutes. This game against Boston, he only got 21 minutes, scored 33 fantasy points because he was ejected. I had him that night. I've had him the last 3 nights, honestly. And I'm going to continue to roster him. I mean, he would have scored north of 40 fantasy points in this game he was ejected in if he wasn't ejected. And then the 2 other games he scored 41 and 46 fantasy points against a tough Miami interior. I'm all in on Goga. He's a core piece for me today. I love Goga. I feel like he's only pulling 7% ownership on LineStar. I feel like people are going to, next couple days, they're going to they're gonna be on Goga. They're gonna be on him. Noah Clowney I like quite a bit. I played him yesterday and done great for me. He's been playing great minutes. Last 4 games, 37, 29, 29, 31 minutes. Just playing a lot of minutes, good basketball player. Now if Dorian Finney-Smith is back, I'm gonna cut back on my ownership. I don't expect Dorian to play, but I've been wrong plenty of times before. PJ Washington's grading out pretty well for me. Don't mind him. His basketball production has not been great lately, though. That does kind of worry me. Jaren Jackson's looking great for me. If you don't want to play Ja today, I would highly recommend Jaren. I really feel like you want to have a Memphis Grizzly, possibly 2, in your lineup tonight. They got the highest total on the slate. They're playing a bad team with a bad defense. So, let's just go over them real quick. They got the highest total on the slate. We haven't talked about center yet, but Zach Edey's my favorite center. Gonna be my most rostered center on the slate. So he's my favorite play, followed by Ja, followed by Jaren, followed by Wells, followed by Pippen, followed by LaRavia. Then followed by Brandon Clark. I only want Brandon Clark though if J Huff is out. But I love the Grizzlies today, guys. I really feel like pick you one, maybe two, put them in your roster. We've talked about most of these guys so far. Sohan, he's always in my player pool. He's just got insane upside. Not a guy I'm clamoring over today, but I'm going to have plenty of him. Jarris Walker, I love today. Absolutely love this guy. He is a great fantasy point per minute producer at 0.98. And for his role, that is amazing. If for some reason he gets the start today, we probably won't know before lock. But if he does, he's a lock. If he is starting, he is locked into every lineup I have. So we got to wait on that news. I'm sure we won't get it before lock, but if we did, you know. Barry Smith's fine. Julius Randle's fine. Been playing really good basketball lately. Really good basketball from Julius. And everybody else just kind of MME. That's about it. That's good, Don. Nice. Love to see it. And then moving to center where Claxton is just an automatic play today. And you hope and pray he doesn't get ejected or something like that. Edey is my favorite center play on the slate, and I'm going to be well over the field on him. But pretty much every lineup I don't have Edey in, I'm going to have Claxton in. They're just the two best values on the entire slate, in my opinion. They're both at center, which is a bummer, but it is what it is. Love both of those guys. I truly do. Missy's grading out well. Don't mind him at all. I will probably get sprinkles of him. We talked about most of these guys. Joker, I told you, love him today, but I won't get much because of how I'm building. It's going to be Claxton and Edey. Gafford, if Derek Lively's out, looks amazing. But we won't know before lock. Then everybody else just kind of okay. Trace Jackson Davis, I don't know what happened to his projection. I had him higher. But I'm going to have him a lot today in the power forward slot. Really, really like him. We'll have plenty of him. And everybody else just a MME play for me. That's it. So, that's where I'm at right now, guys. We need to give a core. First core piece for me is going to be Peyton Pritchard. Can't get away from him. I really can't. He's just too good today. Second core piece is going to be Jason Tatum. Third core piece is going to be Goga. And let's see here. I really want to give you guys a net. I'm trying to figure out which net I want to give you. Because Shake Milton is, in my opinion, the highest upside, but he's also the highest owned. So we're going to rock with Keon Johnson at the 2 guard. And then the last core piece is going to be either Zach Edey or Nick Claxton, whichever one you prefer. I'll run it with both. That way we can get a look of both builds. And Cat's currently pulling 6% ownership. So let's run this core right now with Edey in it, and then I'm going to post that in the Discord, and then we'll run it with Claxton. So I want you guys, when building today, the way I'm gonna do it, I want at least one, possibly two Grizzlies, Celtics, and Nets in every lineup I build tonight. And I know that sounds a little odd, not how I normally build, but I really believe in those three teams tonight. Let's see what we're getting here. We sort by projected. Getting a lot of Jaren Jackson. Okay, I found the one I like. This lineup right here. Default 5. We get Peyton Pritchard, James Harden, Keon Johnson, Traveling Queen, Tatum, Durant, Goga, Clowney, and Edie. I love that. Love that. If DFS is out. Dorian Finney-Smith. But really, really like the builds we're getting here. I mean, this first one's not bad with Murray and Vassell. Don't mind that. Might try to move. Well, I guess you couldn't do that. But you get Triple J too. But let's run it with Claxton here and see what we get then. It's only $100 difference, so I doubt the lineups are very, very different. But we'll see. We'll check it out. See what the difference is here. And yeah, these are very similar. Like this is the exact same lineup as down here. It's just because this one had $100 left over. Very similar. So I like this lineup here. Peyton, Ja, Keon, Queen, Tatum, Durant, Goga, Clowney, Claxton. I like that. Clowney and Claxton do take away from each other just a tad bit, but not enough for me to really worry about it. That's where we're at right now. We'll quickly go over DraftKings. If you guys are new here, please join our Discord. It's linked in the chat and in the description down below, and it's completely free. I'm always available in there for anything you need. You guys need help, I'm available in there all the time. So, I didn't have my projections for DK, so I'm just kind of overlooking everything here. Making sure everything's where I want it before we get into talking about it. It's most definitely going to be a 2-center slate for me on DK today. Peyton Pritchard grading out phenomenally. Same with Shake Milton. Podziemski's looking great, but he would have to be starting for me to want to roster him over on DK. So if he's not starting, and we won't have that news till late tonight, I wouldn't want him. Derek White looks good. Still, I prefer Pritchard, but still looks good. Mike Conley's looking really good. Chris Dunn's looking good. Schroeder, told you I still don't really believe in him, but his price is more bearable over here on DK. KPJ, he is questionable. Won't have that news till late, so I'm just going to take him out. If you wanted to, if you really wanted to play KPJ, you could pivot to Podziemski if KPJ is ruled out. I did. It was 8%, I believe. I think that's what it was. I'll double check in a minute. Halliburton, he's fine. Really like Ja, you guys know that. But most of these guys just MME other than Pritchard, Shake. Like those guys are going to take most of my 1 and 2 spots today. Vassell looks great. His price is just far too cheap over here on DK. Amon Thompson, if Tari Eason misses, automatic. Small forward. Laravia's just looking too good over here at a very cheap price. Tatum looks amazing. Wiggins looks amazing. Really, really weird slate over on DK. Brandon Clark is gonna be a core piece. Gonna be a core piece. You really hope Jalen Wells or Jay Huff, misses the game. But even if he plays, I feel like I gotta have Clark. He's grading out just far too well. Then at center, Trace Jackson Davis, far too cheap. Claxton, far too cheap. Edie, far too cheap. Like, you just got some amazing plays over on the center side. I really want to run 3 centers, but you can't. Shake, Pods, Tatum, Da Silva, Edie, PP. Who's PP? Cam Whitmore, Joker. So, I mean, I gotta be honest, I don't love that because of Cam Whitmore. And we're gonna need that news if Tari Eason's in. Because if Tari Eason's in, I don't want any Whitmore. If Tari Eason is ruled out, then we're good. Cam's fine. Okay, Peyton Pritchard, yeah, I got you. But I mean, other than that, it looks solid. The only thing I'm worried about is Cam Whitmore's playing time if Eason's in, and we won't know before lock. If you have a good pivot off Whitmore, then yeah, that's perfect. Is Jamal Murray chalk? I don't know. I'm gonna guarantee he's not though because he's bad at basketball. 8%. Taking on the 3rd ranked defense against point guard shooting guards. But DK core for me, it's gonna be 2 centers today, guys, and it's gonna be the ones I even like over on FanDuel. It's gonna be Edie and Claxton's gonna go in my util spot today. Really like Brandon Clark, but I'm not gonna do that because I only want to play him if J Huff is out. But Peyton Pritchard, you can't get away from him today. I mean, I'm gonna have so much of him. Then at the 2 guard spot, it's gonna be Shake Milton for me. That's what I'm running today over on DK, guys. We're gonna run it, and I'm gonna put that in the Discord. If you guys got questions, hit me with them. Santi Aldama completely screwed me on DK yesterday because I had him 100% on because I only play single entry over on DK, and he went down with an injury. He isn't a core piece, but I'm just going to say this to you guys. I'm going to have 100% Jason Tatum over on DK today. So, just a heads up. Just to let you guys know. Also, welcome in to the Discord, Sox fan. Thank you so much for joining. If you need anything, you can at me at any time. My name in there is Holy Jack Daniels, and I'm happy to help you guys with late swaps, whatever you need. Just at me, and I will help you the best I can. Let's look at these lineups we're getting here. Like, I'm getting a little more Desmond Bain than I want to have. He's in this first lineup here. The second lineup, I could stomach rostering though. Some Darius Garland. I like the second one the most though, I think. I get Wiggins. I know it's going to sound crazy, but I trust in Wiggins more than I do the Kuminga. It's just when I've rostered Wiggins in the past, he's done well for me. The complete opposite of Wembanyama. Every time I roster Wembanyama, he does terrible. So, I won't be playing him tonight if you guys want him to drop 80 or something. He probably will. But yeah, I really like this lineup here. Get the core, get Tatum, Wiggins, Jaren. Very happy with that. Very, very happy with that. Might be running that. Don't know yet. We got about 25 minutes to lock. You guys got any questions, hit me with them. That's what this part of the show's for. You guys have questions, I am here to answer them. We got the starting lineup from the Magic. They're going to start Anthony Black, Jalen Suggs, Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, Tristan Da Silva, and Goga. And the Knicks are going to start who we thought they would. Brunson, Bridges, Anunoby at Hart and Towns. So, looks like Queen was in the starting lineup and they removed him. Interesting. Might get an update on that. I don't know. May not. Derek White's ownership is 12%. I expect it to be around 14 to 15%, but I would much prefer White to Murray. Traveling Queen is out, says Big Red. Is he, like, out with an injury, or is he just out of the lineup? Starting lineup, do you know? I really liked Queen today. Put in Traveling Queen and it gives me Freddie Mercury. Not that guy. He's wanting Spiders ownership. 12%. Line Star changed the projection to 0. Really? Yeah, you can't even search for him anymore. He's not even in the player pool. That's weird. Interesting. I'm not seeing anything on Twitter. Nikhil Alexander Walker's gonna play. Huh. Intriguing about Queen. Huh. See if I can get some kind of updated news about that. I wish I could find something. I like that because I like Laravia a lot, Elite. Like if we look on DK over here, Laravia is grading out as a 5.7% value for me. I think he's a great play over on DK. Probably better than Cam Whitmore, honestly. %5 for Fred Van Fleet. %5.
What does perfect even mean? Is there even such a thing? Ooh, can we switch up all the rules and imagine a utopia? Darling, I'm just so fed up with these expectations. They keep weighing me down. My heart is begging me to get the hell out of my head. I'm gonna live inside the upside down for a minute and pretend, honey, I'm a perfect 10. Whoa, whoa, honey, I'm a perfect 10.
DeJounte Chalk, he was looking pretty chalky earlier.
And if I say it enough,
Not as bad as I thought, 10%.
then I start to see, honey, I'm a perfect 10. Honey, I'm a perfect 10. Whoa, honey, I'm a perfect 10.
Let's see, what do you think of Shake, Peyton, Kyrie, Dennis, Wells, Tatum, Jaren Jackson, Kuminga, and Goga? So, I'll say this, I like it, but I would much prefer to have Edie or Claxton in one of my center spots, and I also do not like Dennis Schroeder at all tonight. My projections like him, but I personally do not like him. I just think that the Warriors are a terrible fit for his skill set, and that's where I'm at with it. I would also not want 2 Warriors tonight.
Ingrained in my head, and I start to think
Yeah, I went over DK and I posted the core in the premium DFS chat. I'm getting a lot of Tyrese Martin.
Yeah. Unknown brain. Marvin Devine. I'm saying bye to all the lies and all the times you cried, saying that I wasn't right, yet I was right by your side. You manipulator, playing games, your friends commentators, and I don't know what you say about our private conversations, but it's got them hating. Thanks to all the rumors you be claiming. It's cool, I'm done with you, so they can throw you a celebration. You gon' hate it when you see me with somebody living better. I'm trying to tell you that me just doing me gon' have you jealous.
About 19 minutes to lock. Holly ownership. Holly Burton is 10% owned. Shake Payton, Brown, Beal, Wells, Tatum, Jaren Jackson, Golden Claxton. So I don't mind that. I just don't like rostering Brown and Tatum together. So if I was gonna run that, I would personally pivot off Tatum to Durant. But I mean, Tatum's my favorite pay up today, so I would hate to pivot off him. I would be more inclined to pivot off Brown, but it's easier to pivot from Tatum to KD than it is from Brown to whomever. Man, Vassell is popping up like crazy for me.
Yeah, my life is lovely now, I'm focused on me. You said you were about to die, I guess the car is on E. But see, I ain't even tripping, cause I just chose to believe that somebody gon' come around and give me just what I need. I don't wanna see you finding, see you looking down and out. Coming to me crying, saying you miss having me around. Gave you chances and you blew it, you so easily influenced. All the times you told me beat it, now you gotta face the music, I'm saying.
I know that I gotta stay away from all your games, yeah. I know that
What kind of news do we get? Okay, Dorian Finney-Smith is available to play. Shit. I don't like that. Do not like that.
you did me dirty for the last time, so now I gotta say goodbye. So now I gotta say goodbye.
Well, that's the thing. I would want Tatum, not so much Brown, Chubbs. Like, if you were dead set on playing Brown, I would just swap off Tatum to Durant. But if you don't care either way, I would prefer to have Tatum to Brown.
Like you, be strong to hold the powers of the sun. To dream, believe in strength. Now I'm the only one, only one. I was an ordinary boy,
JB's still grading out really well for me, though. I will say that.
Until I walk awake, scream my mind, I shout, the ground shakes.
Now, that looks great, Chubbs. I like that. I would also like most of my builds tonight to have Tatum Durant. So, yes, I like that quite a bit, buddy.
Can I be your superhero? Superhero. Can I be your superhero?
Assuming both start, it would be Podziemski, but I don't think Podziemski starts. I think it's going to be Buddy Hield.
It's the first time of today. Today. To dream, believe. You are the strength, you're all I need. Oh, gonna give it a shot. Only one of me to shield you all from the enemy. You're a superhero. You're a superhero.
Guys, we're going to have a lot of late swap news today, so please, if you would, join our Discord, where I'm available all the time to help you out with any swaps that you may have questions for. It's in the chat, it is down below the stream in the description. You can at me at any time in there and I will help you with any questions you have, completely free. Sengun's ownership is... I know I had him yesterday in a single entry and he shit the bed for me. 2%. Tough matchup with Minnesota though.
But these feels, they come and go, and they come so easily. Tell me what it is about you that I can't forget. But you're breaking down my walls again, just to set me free. Why do I, baby, why do I love the way you always leave me? Why do I, baby, why do I love the touch but never love the feeling? Why do I, baby, why do I love the way you always leave me? Why do I, baby, why do I love the touch but never love the feeling?
Looks like I'm doing my runs in the background and I'm getting a lot of Jaylen Brown with Jason Tatum as well. Not loving that. I need to get my act together though. I only have 10 minutes.
Staying up when I go out, you gotta know I'm all yours. But when I say what's that about, you start slurring your words. Tell me why you have to seem so distant when I'm holding you. Your fingertips are drifting away, and I fucking love how it hurts. Why do I, baby, why do I love the way you always leave me? Why do I, baby, why do I love the touch but never love the feeling? Why do
They got a lot of talent on that team, man. I think White and Pritchard are super talented too. Pritchard, Milton, Vassell, Tatum, Clark, Wimby, Claxton, Edey. I don't mind that at all. But Claxton, I don't understand how you're getting Wimby, Claxton, and Edey all together. I could just be dumb. Like all three of those are centers. I don't know how you're playing them together. Yeah, I like that. Elite. I like that.
Take me in small, breathe me in and let me go. Feeling the lumps inside you, and the blackened eyes make my way into your mind. Just to know what you knew. Restless every time we start locking eyes. Lost control.
Oh, I was thinking it was for DK, Don. My brain wasn't working. Well, I mean, it is DK. I thought Wimby was only center on DK. I don't know. My mind's messing with me. Yeah, that's what I thought. And you can't play two centers on FanDuel. So Claxton and Edey are both centers. Wimby's got power forward eligibility. Over on DK, you can play two centers, but you got three listed. You just had me a bit confused. Oh, I don't know nothing about that site, so.
Let's sing a song full of hope, full of pain. Why don't you sing along, my friend? For it's our last refrain. Forever young, ever strong, ever brave. Memories like this never end. No, they don't fade away. So when I'm gone, and when I'm gone, I'll be right there, close to the sun. Keep holding on, and I'll be right there,
4 minutes to lock, guys. You got questions? Hit me with them.
So when I'm gone, I'll be right there, close to the sun. Keep holding on, and I'll be right there, close to the sun, close to the sun.
Zubak ownership? Don't play Zubak, bro. 4%.
Come and fly away with me. 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 Don't you be afraid, everything will change. You and I jumping off the edge. They say dreamers never die, so come and fly, come and fly, come and fly away with me. We're rising, we're falling, we're
Oh, dude. I'm scared to death that I got so much Claxton, brother. I am scared shitless. Shake, Buddy, Tatum, De Silva, Edie, Pritchard, Laravia, Joker. I like it, Elite. I like it a lot, bud.
somewhere by the emerald sea, where the moon and
No new news, so.
somewhere
Of course, 8. Always. That's why I'm here for you guys. Guys, if you're new here, join our Discord. It is linked in the description and the chat. I appreciate you always. And, hey, if you need any help, reach out to me in the Discord. I'm Holy Jack Daniels in there. I appreciate you all. Good luck tonight. I look forward to seeing another one of our members win 20K. We've already had 2. Let's make it 3, boys. Who's next? Good luck, guys. I will see you later. Bye.